Hello and welcome to France 24's weekly music show. In this edition, we have the pleasure of receiving an award-winning Franco-English singer and songwriter who over the last 2 decades has established herself here in France, both as a composer and a performer in her own right, but also as a collaborator producing scores for plays and films.
Dans la voie souterraine, elle allait danser chaque soir, Hélène.
Emily Loizeau has just released a new album, La Souterraine, which contains edgy rock tracks and where she mixes perfectly guitar and piano with lyrics in both languages. She's about to kick off her French tour, so we're very lucky to have her with us on Arts 24. Emily, congratulations on your new record, which is getting rave reviews here in France.
Thank you. Yeah, things are going well. It's cool.
It's cool. Well, last time we met, it was just kind of post-lockdown COVID. So it was a very interesting time where we were all a bit stuck. And you just released I Care, which is, in English is a nice wordplay on Icarus, the mythological figure, and to care, I care. And you'd recorded it with legendary producer John Parish, who's known for his work with PJ Harvey. And in a sense, you'd also reconnected with your English side a little bit. How was it working again with him on this record?
Oh, it was amazing. Just like on Icar, it's just such an important. It's become an important person in my musical life, and I just felt it was obvious I wanted to produce this album with him again. Also, I wrote all these songs very close to while I was touring for Icar. So it was in the residence of Icar a lot, and it made sense to go back there with my musicians and work with him. But, you know, once you've found someone that you really feel close to musically, and also he's a great human being, and an amazing place like Rockfield Studios to record. You don't really want to change.
Wales is nice. In the past, your music, you've always observed, human relations and also their connection between them, but also the connection to the planet. This is something that you've, observed a lot, and it appears that you've gone even deeper and further in this new record. First of all, I'd like to talk about the earthy imagery that you have. Just the name La Souterraine, where did it come from? What attracted you?
This name I find absolutely beautiful. You know, there's a small town in France called La Souterraine. When I'm on tour, I often the train stops at La Souterraine, and I always found it very mysterious and beautiful. But it was also, to me, La Souterraine is something that evokes also subversive and revolution, and where you actually build a change or resistance. There's something that is underground, and also it's the place where all the people from the city go to avoid hearing and seeing the world burning. So there's this image of trying to hide and live amongst the shadows and have all these lights where you dance and you forget about the state of the world. And also it evokes the feminine figure of this woman who is burning from the inside but looks really beautiful and happy when she dances, but actually she is in this relationship with someone that is not making her happy and consuming her. And that was also the image, La Souterraine, the underground of the invisible woman, the invisibled woman.
Oh, that's very multi-layered. How about we check out your track for Ici commence la mer, Here starts the sea.
Irriguer les champs et nos yeux séchés dans le vent, écoutons l'orage tonner dans la nuit, de nos mains recueillant la pluie. Ici commence la mer.
Taken from Emily Loizeau's new album La Souterraine, a record which is full of hope despite questioning human actions and interactions. You've got tracks like Strong Enough and Not Everyone Gets Corrupted, which illustrate this hope in people. I was wondering, are there any figures or characters that you've encountered in your life that really influence you and give you hope?
Well, for this album, I have to say that this young Afghan girl called Elaha, in that film La Vie Devant Elle, Life Ahead, that my sister made, and I made the soundtrack for it. She was 13. It's her life on the road from Afghanistan to Germany in exile with her family. She is so beautiful, so resilient, she's doing all this, 3 years on the road, crossing the Mediterranean and almost dying, but keeps her smile, films everything, supports her family, and has empathy and joy. And to me, she was a symbol of resistance and resilience, and she's just a teenage, and she made me feel like we're not allowed to give up or to be just depressed and, you know, not react and not be on our feet, because she is there, she's doing this to go to school, and she's amazing. So she has been a source of inspiration.
Wonderful. You're also very clearly an environmentally conscious artist. I was wondering, as a musician, how do you feel that you can, you know, make gestures both as an artist on the road, but maybe also in the way you speak to create awareness? Well,
I feel that what we decide to write about, the subjects of our songs or of whatever we create, is really important, because we are storytellers, and I think that is the most important thing. Then, of course, is when we come and speak about our album, our work. I think we are in the lights, we have the mic, we are there, we have attention, and I think it's important that we use that. I think we're not. I feel great responsibility, and I think we all should, really, because we have. With music, we have a great power, because music is amazingly cathartic. I mean, it brings emotions to people. It goes direct to the heart. So what we say to people, and how we use it is, I think, a huge responsibility. And then, of course, I try to make albums that that don't use plastic, that have recycled paper, recycled vinyl products, then to go on tour and tour on the train and not used to. I mean, we all try to do our best, but the society has got to
and you've got to keep doing your best.
Yeah, exactly. And then I do try to use also my image and my notoriety to help different causes, like Paul Watson at the moment. You know, I try to support people that I believe are doing the right thing and that need support.
No, that's wonderful. Moving back to, you know, your English side, I don't know if you remember this band called Black Midi, who mixed punk and jazz and free jazz. Well, their singer Geordie Greep has gone rogue after they debanded, and has produced an epic record entitled The New Sound. France 34 went out to meet him to find out more.
Hi, I'm Geordie Greep, and this is France 24. Enjoy.
I could tell you were lonely from the moment you walked in, from the way you had your makeup on, from the way you've done your hair.
This song is called Holy Holy. I came up with it while I was at the movies, and it's meant to be as funny as it is tragic. This new sound I'm doing on this album is the most honest collection of all the stuff that I like. Lots of jazz, lots of rock, world music. The story I'm trying to tell with the album is monologues of desperation and strange kind of atmospheres and situations. And all with this kind of hint of that the person narrating the story might not be telling things as they are, no?
Listen in. Listen, 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 listen. Can you hear that? The signs of life not yet awake. The stirring, the screwing up of eyes. A blanket that forms mountains. The valley between knee and cheek. The steep slide down to the feet.
I feel a great sense of real freedom and a real responsibility. Because, you know, it's released under my name, it means that if the album is completely terrible, it's all my fault. I'm 25 years old, and the clock is ticking, you know. All the musicians I admire from some of my favorite groups that ended up having successful solo careers, they made the transition fairly early on. People like Lou Reed or Frank Zappa or Peter Gabriel even.
You could have a steam train if you just lay down.
The music that I first got into was the classic rock stuff like Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin.
I'm gonna give you my love. Oh, want a whole lot of love. Want a whole lot of love.
Early on, my dad was always saying that there's only two types of music, good music and bad music. All good music is made for the same reason and with the same enthusiasm. And that's the thing to look for.
You was all through clouds, London turned to a battle village. London leaves you behind, admit that you are finally proud. You are one with yourself. Admit to yourself, admit.
Geordie Greep, what a character there. Emily, you've obviously got a big following here in France. Going back and forth with the UK for making those last two records, do you now want to get a big following in the UK or the US?
Yeah, I really want to work on that, which was the case for the first two albums, and then more difficult and for Ika because of COVID, it was almost impossible. So we're working hard on coming over to the UK, and the album's released there, and there's been great reviews. So hopefully something will happen soon.
Oh, we'll definitely check out Emily Loizeau's new record. And if you like laser discs like I do, then this is a good one to get. You can also get vinyl and obviously on streaming platforms. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. Thank you so much, Emily Loizeau.
Thank you.
Her live from November 5th across France, and she'll be playing Paris's La Cigale on February 6th. Remember to check out this excellent album, La Souterraine. We're going to play out with bass and funk legend Bootsy Collins, who's dropping this week his new record, Album of the Year, #1 of Funketeer, whose aim is to bring joy to music from the 1970s, and with guest appearances from Snoop Dogg, but also the Eurythmics, Dave Stewart, Ice Cube, and many more. Let's get it on.
Perfection in every direction. We gotta make that connection. Yeah. And if you see me looking sad, it's because I thought I never had a chance to smoke that oven, make some love.